Hey everybody, how's it going? Chris here, and to bring you guys a very important update about my 1,000 subs contest and the comic Lotto. Kind of a very sad update for me, and I'll get into the details of that. But first, foremost, I'll remind you and assure you that the 1,000 subs contest will still be taking place. Unfortunately, there won't be any more PayPal entries available for that. If you were watching the 1,000 subs video, you'll know that I give two ways, and PayPal is no longer a way to enter into that. But yeah, so the 1,000 subs still taking place. Thank you guys for some of the video entries you've already sent to me. Very important to also make sure that I know. Send me a personal message or somehow so that I know that you've sent up the video. It's a little harder over the years with Google and how they have it, and they can't send videos to you or whatever. But yeah, just let me know. Please message me. Let me know that you've put up a video for the contest. So reminder that it's going to be the draw is going to be on July 1st. So you have until the previous day to get your entries in. Let's see what else. So yeah, it can be Wolverine related, and that was anything, like I was saying in the video. It can be, show me your favorite Wolverine comics, your favorite Wolverine related items. I've shown shoes, Pez dispensers, art, CDs. There's a really cool CD I want to try to get eventually that had Wolverine on it. I can't remember what the name of it was now. Wolverine. Oh, I can't remember. But anyways, there's a Wolverine CD. Toys, things like that. Or maybe you really don't like Wolverine. Maybe you want to make a parody of Wolverine, but show a comic that you hated that had Wolverine in it. Anything that you want. Just make it a lot of fun. Make it personal. Make it really enjoyable. What's fun for me getting out of it is maybe seeing some Wolverine items that I've never seen before, some comics or other related items that I might want to pick up myself, or just have some fun with some parody, something funny to do with Wolverine. So that out of the way, I hope a lot of you guys will enter, because here's the sad part, the sad update, and I hope you guys share with everybody in the community. For anybody who's new to me since last year, you might not know where this is coming from, but each year we hold a comic book lottery. All the people that we know together, people that we know them by name, and we've come very close as a comic book community. So I run this comic book lotto where we end up making entries, $5 per entries. We pool the money. Whoever wins a raffle, then we send that money, or actually I work with that winner and we get something, buy them a comic book or a couple of comic books that they usually wouldn't be able to spend that much money on. Get them some cool key issues or some investment books, something like that, something they otherwise wouldn't be able to pay for on their own. And it's just a really good act of goodwill by me and the community to do this for our fellow friends, people that, like I say, we know them by name, we talk to them on the phone, we Skype them, we visit them, It's just a really good act of goodwill towards our comic book community. And so what unfortunately has happened this year is that PayPal actually sent me a message to stop that. It could be because I did mention PayPal in the video, and I wrote PayPal in the description, and that was probably flagged. But unfortunately, they say that I cannot send or receive monies that have anything to do with lotteries or gambling, as it were. Even though I sent them, I did everything that they suspended my account for a while, and I had to do a couple of things to make sure I get it back up and running. And of course, one of the things was not to send or receive monies that have to do with gambling. And they actually referenced the YouTube video. And about this, I am really kind of, it just kind of really, I'm kind of like godsmacked about it a little bit, and it's really unfortunate, even though I wrote them a letter saying, this isn't really what I consider is a real lottery. There's no profit to me, or, I mean, somebody gets a book, yes, but I mean, there's no cash, profit to me or anybody else in the community. Like I was saying, it's just a big act of goodwill, and I thought this was a great way, for me and others to do this for our community. A lot of us do communities, we give packages freely, all those kind of things. We share our comic book world with our comic book brothers back and forth. And this, I was really happy to keep running this comic book lottery. So I don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to throw out some ideas to you guys. It's very important that I get feedback from you guys, because without you guys doing the contributing, without trusting me to host this comic book lotto, it would never happen. So there's unfortunately going to be some big changes, or there may not be a comic book lottery this year, and that would really put me in the emotional dumper. So there may have to be some changes. So I'm just going to throw some ideas out to you. You guys, please leave your comments or PM me, see what you think of these, see how you want to go forward with this, because officially the comic book lotto would take place at the beginning of July 1st and go on for 2 months, and then the drawing in the 1st of September. So I have some ideas on how we can change this. One of the things is, of course, still do the funding, still do the same kind of thing, but instead of having sending via PayPal, the only way I can see it is if you guys did cash entries by mail. Some of you might be concerned about that. Yes, I know. I mean, yeah, one, you're already trusting enough to send cash through PayPal and pool it into mine, and paying. There is transaction fees when you do that online too. So maybe a lot of you guys will still be willing to send cash value, and then I would take that and I would just add that to my PayPal, my bank account, and then add it to my PayPal. I could still kind of do that, or I'd put on my credit card, maybe leave PayPal completely out of it. Just put it on my credit card and do that way. Concerns about that, of course, if you're going to send cash, whatever entry is, make sure the envelope would be completely sealed, taped up, maybe a flat piece of cardboard or some backer board in between the money. You don't want to see it, to be able to see cash through the envelope, those sort of things. So there are some things you want to do to make sure that it is not known that there is cash in the envelope when you send it. And again, like I say, I know and I understand your guys' concern if that's what about sending cash through the mail. But if we want to completely leave, the lotto the same way as it is, still do, like say, pooling that money and then being able to buy whoever the winner is, a book or books. That's the only way I can see it if it's going to stay exactly the same, is by sending cash. Unfortunate. The other ideas is that we change up the system. One being maybe more like an award. That's another idea I was thinking of, making an award system so there would be a voting system. And the rest of these ideas that I have rely very heavily on the honor system. There's a lot of honor and trust, of course, already with the comic book lotto, but even more with this, because the funds or the value or the prize would have to be given later, and we'd have to rely on your guys' honor to fulfill your obligations. So one would be a voting system, and we would change it into just an award system where everybody would privately maybe send me a message on, say, throughout the year, who they think has been very great to this community. Some of you really enjoyed, you loved your videos, you loved the comics they showed, somebody that just kind of makes you smile, out of the last year, say, we'll say there's this comic book nerd award here on YouTube. That's the one idea that I have. And with that, if I get so many nominations, and whoever would win out of those nominations, of course, if there's a reoccurring person, they would win, and then we would be able to figure out a way to send them Either we gift them a bunch of money to buy comics, and that's the idea, remember again, with the comic book lottery, guys, not to give them a cash value, but to be able to get them a key comic book that they would really love to get. You know, we want to do this through comic books, a way for them to purchase comic books, not just be able to take this money and then, you know, go put it in our gas tank. All of that would probably be nice, but it's for the comic book community, it's for comic books. So we either send them money for them to buy comic books, or we would send them, we would all to get together, I don't know, and we would send them a couple of comic books, but of course that wouldn't be, you know, keys, I guess, big value keys or whatever. And then the other thing is, and I'm kind of liking this idea, Lone Star gift cards. So we all buy gift cards after the fact. You know, once we know who the winner is, we would buy how many ever times we wanted to put in. You know, say if I commit, say I want to contribute $20 to this. Well, by the end of that 2 months, when it's up, we find out who the winner is. It is your obligation to purchase $20 worth of gift card and send the code, forward it to the winner, something like that. So we can either do that voting award system, or we can still keep it as a raffle system, and you still, I guess, vote for yourself. You still put in your entry. Again, it's a promissory note, a commitment, an obligation that you say, again, I will commit $20, $25, $30, how much ever you feel like contributing, minimum of $5. That would be your entry, and still, so that would be your entry, your commitment, and of course, if you won, you'd get to keep your cash. But then they're a promise by everybody else that whatever they said they were going to contribute, and I'll make a list of that. Again, I got my notebook out, I'll write it all down, how many entries you want to put in, and then you're obligated at the end to be able to send that person either, you know, the money, the comics, or the gift cards. At this point, I'm really kind of leaning towards the gift card idea. I think that's the best way to be able to pool money that will go specifically to comic books. So let me definitely know what your guys' thoughts are on that. And if you think there's any logistic problems to that, and by the end of the month, hopefully in a few weeks, before the end of the month, before the lottery starts, I really want to get this together and see if we can get this lottery still going, still happening. If not, like I say, I'm sorry if it's something too hard by the community to feel that they can, you know, pull this off somehow. Then yeah, unfortunately we'll have to forego the lottery this year. But again, like I say, the one that I'm really kind of leaning towards is still making that promise to contribute so much, how much ever you want. And then perhaps at the end, once we find out who the winner is, get some gift cards from, especially from Lone Star, from mycomicshop.com. It's a great place that I shop at, and that I've seen many of you guys shop at as well too. So those are my thoughts, you guys. So please, very important, share this video, share your comments about it, any questions or anything of the like. And please to let everyone know, sorry, please do not send any money to my PayPal in regards to the contest. I really don't want any trouble with PayPal. And of course, PayPal is an eBay company, and they have whatever rules, and like I say, even though I sent them a long letter about, you know, kind of what was happening, still there seems to be no, you know, forgiveness for those kind of activities, I guess, by them, and no exceptions, unfortunately. So that's that, you guys. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.